The Legend of Zelda is a gaming franchise filled with beautiful cities and towns, from cool farmer villages to epic-looking castles. However, which ones are the best? Well, let's find out. Number 5. The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds has two different dimensions, one destroyed and the other filled with life. However, there's one town in the game that has an interesting vibe and a dark design: Thieves Town. The settlement is home to a group of thieves who have a hideout on the northern edge of the town. There are also a few villagers with masks, and they have a leader. Most of the masked followers in the town gather in a field located to the west, and speak of becoming monsters to be saved. The state of the Hyrulean people in town isn't very good, though some can still be found trying to make the best of things. This town is such a good example of how Hyrule is doing. The land is crumbling, and the people resort to madness or try to ignore it all. The place has a dark and creepy setting which is extremely fitting, and if you look at the Hyrulean version of this town, then it becomes even more apparent. The broken buildings, dark cults with questionable motives, monsters that roam around, and a lot more little details make this place special. Certainly an interesting place, and everyone who played A Link Between Worlds will remember this town for sure. Number 4. The Nintendo Switch has done some amazing things so far, and one of them is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. A glorious game. And in this world, there is one town that has a really cool theme and setting: Kakariko Village. It is the home of Impa, as well as most of the living Sheikah in Hyrule, and it contains several homes, gardens, an armor shop, an inn, and way more. Kakariko Village in Breath of the Wild is very reminiscent of Yomon, Japan's oldest historical period. In regards to the series lore, this is because after the Sheikah's technological revolution, the people of Hyrule began to believe that their godlike powers were a serious threat. As a result, the Sheikah were forced into exile, causing them to cut off the ties to their technology and adopt a new, simpler lifestyle. The thing that makes this place so amazing is the design of the buildings and all the decorations in the town. And besides that, the calm farmer setting. It's very relaxing and there's an overall happy and peaceful vibe, filled with all kinds of interesting and cool characters. A lot of versions of Kakariko Village didn't have a real theme and weren't extremely interesting overall. However, this one really stands out. Besides that, this place is also great to get all kinds of supplies, cook, and hang out every now and then. A truly great village. Number 3. Now, besides all the small towns seen in the series, there are also some huge and very impressive ones, like Hyrule Castle Town. And there's one version of this place that's certainly the best, the one seen in The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Hyrule Castle Town is much larger than in previous incarnations, being about 3 times larger than Ocarina of Times. Besides that, it's also a very important location where you visit multiple times to continue quests in the game. The place is filled with all kinds of people that do their own thing, and there are also a ton of shops. Especially Malo Mart is great, which is run by a now much more cheerful Chudley. The shop has very low prices, is very lively with energetic music, has shoppers, and an interesting design. It's my favorite place in the whole town. Now, besides that, there are also some smaller things here and there. For example, Giovanni, who gives you infinite money if you complete his quest. Or Agatha's castle, which is a huge, impressive room filled with golden insects and one girl who collects them all. There's just so much happening in this town. It's like a central place where you can find almost everything in the game. Besides that, there are a lot of little Easter eggs here and there. For example, you can interact with the stalls, or play with the dog that's somewhere in the town. It's just great that the town has so much to offer and see. It's a great example of a lively one. Something that everyone wanted after seeing the one in Ocarina of Time. Number 2. There was a moment in time when Hyrule was very different from what we're used to. A time when there was way more water than anything. And during that time, there was a little settlement on an island, and it was called Windfall. This is a market town in the Great Sea region and is known for having the highest population of all the islands in the game. People from all over the world come to Windfall Island, and as such, the town is always lively. Many sailors have found their way there, although their ships are never around. In my opinion, this is the best port town in the entire series, and nothing can really beat it. The town is filled with all kinds of different characters and some interesting side quests like Maggie's entire situation. Besides that, the little side mission of saving Tingle and getting the Picto Box is also an extremely fun one to do. Another fun addition to the town is the windmill and the towers around it. If you look at it from a distance, it's beautiful. There are also all kinds of shops, of course, but the most fun and useful one in town is the auction house. Here you can place bids on certain rare items like maps and heart pieces. However, you're not the only one who wants it. The items are really good and it's a lot of fun to do. So, win-win. Number 1. Now for the final town. The one who was destined to be destroyed by an evil kid. A skull kid to be more exact. Come on, what did you expect? Clock Town is one of the best settlements in the history of video games. This place has tons of side quests, mini-games, cool buildings, and the most lively feeling of all the towns in the entire franchise. Because of the many schedules the people have, it feels more like they're real and do something with their life. And all the things they do are tied in with the side quests the game has. It's the perfect combo. Besides that, the entire story is built around this place. Because if you don't stop the villain, then the whole town will be destroyed. This place is filled with emotion, and a lot of your best memories with this game will be made here. The layout of the town is also really nice. You have an area for the shops and stuff, one side with mostly minigames, and a cool park. So everything you would expect to find is there. And in the middle of it all, the big and majestic clock tower, where you face the villain of the game. This town has such a huge role in the game, and was certainly made to look, feel, and be amazing. Thanks for watching, everybody. I just got back from Comic-Con in London. It was tons of fun. Just go on my Twitter and my Instagram. I posted a lot of stuff when I was there, so you can see what happened. It was tons of fun and it was really good.